All right, guys, today is another episode day, as told by Ryan. So, what better than showing more baby crocodiles? So these are still in quarantine, and they're still grumpy. Let me see if we can get them over here. This is a young Osteolaemus from St. Augustine Alligator Farm. Okay, all right. You know you want it, you know you want it. Oh, all right, now let's see. So that was a defensive bite, but it seemed to, so the question is it still hanging on because it thinks it has me and it's trying to get away? Or does it realize it has a food source? So I'm gonna say, still thinks it's biting me until it gets to the water and then realizes it just has a little piece, and then hopefully it'll swallow it down.
It's being real shy.
Yeah. So we'll leave that one alone for a bit, and we'll try these guys. These two are little Sucus crocodiles, are West African crocodiles. Well, they can eat bigger, huh?
Oh yeah.
Let's try the bigger ones.
Any chance we can take this wire off?
No.
No?
They will come flying at your face. Yeah. The only thing with pulling the wire off is it could spook them. Exactly that. So that's okay. We'll do at least half.
This way we give people a better view of the crocs.
These are babies, so they're lightning fast. You want some? If they want to. If they want to. So let's actually just pull them out and check them out. They are beautiful crocodiles. So again, West African crocodile or the desert crocodile. So technically they used to be thought of as just another Nile crocodile, but then they determined it is a completely separate species. And you can see it's a lot lighter, it's got a broader head to it. I have seen few babies, but I feel like I'm pretty good at being able to tell adults the Sucus.
They have a different pattern to them.
They do. They have a different coloration, a different pattern, and that shorter, broad head for sure. But I'm excited to see these guys grow up. These are the first Sucus I've ever had. So hopefully these guys will be around long after I am, with being such small little ones. But yeah, I mean, I've worked with so many Niles, so it's exciting to work with a Sucus and see the difference. Now, obviously, as I preach too, you know, you can't say this animal is exactly like every Sucus. You know, every animal can be different. But it's a start. It's a start. You know, you definitely can learn small characteristics that over time, when you see a number of species, then you'll understand, okay, you know, this is a general characteristic of a Sucus crocodile.
And you got two of these. They're both females, right?
I don't know, are they?
I think they're both females.
I guess I can't really say Sucus crocodile because Sucus is their Latin name. Let's see if again, water is their friend. So let's see if they are more apt to eat in the water.
And obviously these guys are still in quarantine, so they're a little shy, as
Oh,
you saw
for
with
sure.
the osteo, which is a dwarf croc, and even these guys not wanting to eat in front of us. So typically what you'll do is you just leave a little pile of like mice, and then they'll come up and eat them.
You know, you guys know where crocodiles like to eat the most, on the edge of a bank. So what I do is I would just lay them up here. And the biggest thing too, guys, is, you know, a lot of people I've seen when they get their first caiman, a lot of dwarf caiman, smooth front caimans, because that is a very popular caiman in the pet trade right now. A lot of people worry about them not eating right away or even the first week. The biggest thing is leave them be. You know, if they're not eating, then you know the best thing to do is just completely leave them alone, as little contact as possible. But these guys have eaten for us before, so obviously us coming in here with a camera is a little different story. They're creatures of habit, so obviously once they see something a little different, they're going to be weirded out.
Want to grab out the other one in the water to see if there's any kind of difference in the color, pattern, attitude?
Yeah, but like I was saying with the...
and that one rocketed out.
But like I was saying with the smooth front and dwarf caiman, I see so many people comment, you know, it's not eating, you know, what can I do? and they panic. The biggest thing is just leave them be, let them, you know, do the thing. And once they start getting comfortable with you and start eating, then you can start to work with them more and more.
So that one that just came out has a way different color. I mean, it's pretty much all black back compared to the other one who's got kind of stripes.
Yes, it definitely has that dark coloration still on the back, but
again, not like a Nile. Like they don't look like Niles.
no, they really don't.
Oh, and they're gone.
They're gone.
Well, that's interesting, because how long ago did these get like classified as their individual species? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
You're gonna make me look like an idiot here, because I really don't know, but I think it was, I want to say, I'm just gonna ballpark and say less than 10 years. Maybe roughly 5, because I'm trying to think. I went over to West Africa with the researcher that broke these up into separate species, Matt Shirley. So I should know. So I think, yeah, we were definitely talking about a separate species in 2015. So that's why I'm saying over 5 years, but probably less than 10 years.
Okay. It seems like they just want to break up all these species into individual species now.
They do.
Over the last like decade.
You know, I joke about that and say they gotta stop. You know, that's every species every week. But you know what? If they truly are different species, then we should certainly classify them as such. And I mean, there's such big characteristics between these and Nile crocodiles, so it does make sense. I mean, the Osteolaemus, Matt Shirley broke them up into 3 species now. I think there's Testraspis, Osborni, and I forget the last one. I always forget the last one.
And only one of those is in the U.S.?
Supposedly, yeah, only Tetraspis is in the United States. But also, much like the Nile crocodiles, these guys definitely are, they definitely get less affected by stress, what I'd say, than like I said, the dwarf caiman or smooth front caiman, especially the wild caught ones. But even the dwarf crocs can be pretty shy, as you can see. So let's at least get him in the water and see if he'll swallow that down.
Yeah, this one's just kind of chilling there, like I got something, but I'm gonna stay here. Oh yeah, he doesn't even. It was all defense.
Yep. Okay.
And drop.
So we'll do the same thing. So, you know, I would say there's a lot of similarities with the attitude of a dwarf croc and a dwarf caiman. As you can see,
He's worked up.
as you know, Ryan, I mean, dwarf caiman act exactly this way. They're just huffy, puffy, very reactive crocodilians. So again, I don't want to stress him out too much, and he's gonna want to flip and turn once he realizes he can't get away. But you can see that's the biggest thing. Like, he just wants to swim away. So these guys have been in quarantine for a couple months. So I just want to make sure everything looks good on them too. Because what's quarantining without proper checkups and, you know, making sure they are healthy and not succumbing to a disease or stress or whatnot. But they are looking really good. And for the most part, these guys are in a separate building. So for the most part, we really leave them alone just until a couple times a week where we feed them and flush them out. But it's a very new animal to me, so just learning it as such.
And these guys have really like broad, powerful heads.
Mm-hmm. Just like a dwarf croc.
They're like the old world pout.
Yeah, they really are. So he's worked up, so I don't want to stress out too much. But let me see.
And what's the size comparison on these guys? Like, how big do these get compared to pouts? I would say they're almost identical, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, these definitely get bigger, but not by much. I mean, we have 2 adult males, 1 adult female, and they're small. You know, they're just a bit. I mean, actually, the males get to pretty decent size. I mean, I'd say he's every bit of 5 feet, the 2 males, but you know, they're similar for sure. I mean, that's the thing with the West African or the West African crocodiles, or the sucus over there, is they are a smaller species. So, you know, whereas you see, you know, the Niles, they're supposedly the 2nd largest species in the world. They are definitely a lot smaller than the Niles. So we're actually gonna be doing a test. But you can see what's crazy about him is he just wants to get away.
Yeah, he's very vocal and very, like, defensive, but he's not churning on you at all.
No, not at all. They were just so quick to just run away. Now, I actually tried to catch one this big in West Africa, and I sat by a little puddle for hours waiting for him to pop up, but I think he had a little air pocket. But that's the thing is, these crocodiles are, they're small species, so they're not really meant to fight things away, whereas they just have their burrows, they just have their dens and wallows that they just retreat to, and that's it. So these guys are definitely not designed to fight, and you can also see it's not in their nature to turn and fight. It's all about flight with this species. I know it looks like we're stressing them out, and we are to a certain degree. We also have to just make sure we do our due diligence, pull them out, make sure they're nice and healthy looking, make sure they're acting the way they should with our response, make sure they're not fighting if they're multiple animals together. And again, if we just do this a couple times, no harm, no foul. So what we'll do now is we fed them obviously, we'll leave food in here, let them settle, we'll come back later today, make sure they eat, and if everyone's eating, we'll mark that as a quarantine process and keep proceeding. In a couple weeks, these guys will be outside. Well, that wraps up another cool episode with some pretty new species here. So guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.